You are now entering the world of a movie review. A world full of drama, joy, ridicule, movie spoilers, unpopular opinions, and adult humor for as far as the eye can see. Welcome to An Evening at the Movies.
Greetings, hello, welcome to March on An Evening at the Movies, the podcast where we eat the stale popcorn, we drink the watered down sodas, we talk about all of our favorite movies and why we love them, even if there's asshole, stupid people in the movie, but we'll get to that before long. But um, hi, everybody. Like I said, welcome to March, and all know what that means. New theme. So we got the Razzies out of the way. We got the 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 slept on movie '80s movies out of the way. It is what is officially the name of this month? I don't want to get it wrong and insult the fairer sex.
Oh, well, it's just female-led movies.
Well, I
So,
know that, but I was more
well,
like the month of
we're
March.
celebrating Women's History Month.
Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah.
But before we get into all of that, though, say hello to everybody's favorite co-host on that side of my screen because that's just wrong. But hi, that side of my screen.
Hello. I'm
Um,
Amanda. I'm here. What's up?
um, not the Seattle Mariners today. I'll say that, but we're not going down that road. Um, we got our asses handed to us, 27-6.
Oh,
And for those of you who don't know, 27 runs in a baseball game is a
that's
lot.
yeah, that's insane.
So yeah, we shit the bed on that one. I mean, we gave up 18 runs in the first 2 and a third innings. So
That's
I
pretty
don't know what the
crazy.
hell happened, but it was bad. So, but we're not dealing with the negativity. We're dealing with the positivity, and we're talking, like Amanda said, Women's History Month in the month of March. And because we're doing that, we're going to do female-led movies this month. Uh, Wicked for Good, um, Legally Blonde, Hidden Figures, and this week's movie, which is yeah, Bad Moms, requested by that side of the screen.
It's
Which
a good movie.
I'm I'm not gonna lie, until a couple weeks ago, I had never watched the movie. I had,
Interesting.
well, I mean, no disrespect, but I just honestly had no desire to watch it. To me, it just seemed like a female version of The Hangover.
No, it's not, but I guess
No,
I could kind of see why you think that.
no. After finally watching the movie not once but twice, I agree it is not a female version of The Hangover. But we'll get into all of that with our discussion. So, lots of great stuff coming this month. So, I am pulling up my notes so we can get started because really, never mind. We'll get to that in a hot minute. Um, all right. So, Bad Moms released on July 29th, 2016. It was directed by John Lucas and Scott Moore. It was distributed by STX Entertainment. It had a budget of $22 million. And, oh. Okay. Doesn't seem like a movie that would have that big of a box office, but okay, I'll go with that. Made $183.9 million at the box office.
I mean, think about the three leads. I mean, they're pulling in an audience.
I don't think I did. There's nothing wrong with the three leads, and well, technically the fourth, but I just don't feel, no disrespect to them. I just don't feel like they're going to pull in Andy B numbers or Julia Roberts numbers or some of the big huge blockbuster actresses numbers per se. But again, nothing against their talent, because when I was doing the research for my top five, one of the stars of this movie actually is ranked in one of the top 50 greatest females of all time.
Well, I mean, I think you have to remember at the end of the day, women make up 50% of the population. And of course, not all 50% are moms, but even the ones who aren't moms have moms. And, I think this movie appealed to a wide variety of mostly women, but still, we know how to spend our money wisely.
There's aspects of this movie that definitely appealed to the men as well, but we'll get into all of that as we discuss. It currently is available to stream on the Hulu,
Excuse me.
as well as other devices that may or may not allow you to upload stuff to servers. But I also have Rotten Tomato scores for you if you would like to try and wager a guess as to what the critics and the audience thought of this movie.
All right.
I would bet you will be like last week and not even close.
Okay. Well, first I'll say hi to our commenter, Ruby, since Ruby is saying hi. Hi.
Hello.
Thanks
Hi.
for watching. Oh crap, I need to turn that off. Sorry, I've been busy. Not doing well anyway. Okay, so
lecture me about learning to turn mine off.
Really? Do you really want to go there right now?
Mine's off. I don't know what your problem is.
Anyway, well, I'm gonna err on the side of caution and say that the reviewers were probably mostly male. But I still feel like I've never heard anybody say that they didn't like this movie. So, I mean, I guess we'll see what you say. But I think for the popcorn meter, I'm gonna go 73%. And for the tomato meter, I'll be less slutty. Let's go 69%.
You were
I probably overestimated the tomatoes, but
you overestimated both.
Well, isn't that some shit?
You were off by 10% on both scores.
So 50 and 60 instead of 60 and 70? Losers. What a bunch of losers.
The popcorn meter on 25,000 plus ratings gave this movie a 63%. The tomato meter on 171, 150 of which were probably, like Amanda said, male reviewers, gave it a 59%.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with. I mean, not like I know everybody in the world, but I have not met a woman that did not find this movie hilarious. Even if you're not a mom. Like,
well, I was going to say, if you keep going down the whole, I don't know anybody who didn't find this movie hilarious. I was like, Do I need to message Dre? Because Dre don't like anything.
Yeah,
Love you,
I
Dre.
love Dre. I don't trust his opinion on movies. Although, maybe we should ask him because I feel like Dre would think this movie is funny. He's not going to find it funny the same way a woman will because, and no offense, but most dads don't carry the same weight moms carry. And that's not a dig, that's not an insult. It's just the way of the world. And we'll get into that when we talk about this movie too. But even having kids, you got to think some of this movie is pretty funny.
I'm posing a question in our I Did Not Make These Rankings Podcast Network draft, or I did not make these rankings podcast network group chat. So give me 2 seconds, please.
I mean, we can just go ahead and put it out there at the beginning of the conversation. This movie is going to work a lot more for you if you're a mom. But we all have moms. And so I feel like, especially as adults, if our moms have ever told us how stressed they felt sometimes, and you could probably at least relate a little, even if you're not a parent. But obviously, if you're a parent, and especially a mom, this movie is going to hit harder. That's the target audience. So
Yeah, no,
nothing wrong with that. It's just
again, like I said, and I meant no disrespect by saying this. I came into this movie expecting the female hangover, and it had its moments of inappropriateness, but
that's more like Bridesmaids, I think.
I mean,
But yeah.
Bridesmaids did too, and I'm not complaining. I mean, it wasn't over the top like American Pie, but you know, again, it had moments. It didn't ruin it, but at the same time, why don't we let you tell our amazing listeners what this movie is about, though,
All
before
right.
we get too much into the discussion and people who may or may not have seen this movie are like, what the hell are they talking about? These fools.
And luckily, this is if you haven't seen Bad Moms, you can listen to us talk about it and it's not going to ruin anything for you. Like, this movie has a pretty straightforward plot and wrap up. Like, it's the comedy and the conversations that make it, but you're not spoiling anything big if you listen to us and you haven't seen it. So,
No.
Amy Mitchell is an overworked, underappreciated mother who snaps under the pressure of perfect parenting. She teams up with two other stressed moms, Kiki and Carla, to ditch conventional responsibilities for fun, freedom, and rebellion against the uptight PTA president, Gwendolyn.
You left out an adjective. One of those moms is
See you next
not
Tuesday.
under. No, she's not a see you next Tuesday.
Gwendolyn?
Oh.
Oh. I thought you were talking about Gwendolyn, not calling her a bitch or whatever. I'm like, no. Well, yeah, Carla's a single mom. She's all kinds of horny. She's going after all the dads. I'm actually surprised that she let well, I don't want to say let Amy have Jesse. Anyway. Yeah, basically the moral of the story of the movie is I'm just going to talk while Casey walked away. They're so sick of trying to be perfect moms that they just decide to be bad moms instead, and shenanigans ensue.
Sorry, people. That was your weekly. Griffey broke into the recording studio again.
Well, we can still hear them.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm just choosing to roll along with the punches. So, okay. What were we talking about when the bundle of energy stormed into the room?
Oh, nothing. I was just telling people what the movie was about.
Oh. So, but yeah. No, I'll go back to one of the points that you were making, though, that I remember you had brought up, though. If you have not seen this movie, listening to us talk about it isn't going to ruin anything at all.
Right.
A pretty. I'm trying to think what the right word. I don't necessarily want to say formulated plot, but it kind of sort of is pretty straightforward. And
Yeah, I mean, you get to point from point A to point C with the typical, things.
B in the middle, B
It's just
being Christina Applegate.
you get, obviously, this movie is going to have a happy ending, and so it's not like any kind of surprise. I will say, to your point though, of going into this expecting it to be like a female hangover, even though it's not, you get that feeling probably because it's written by the same people. This movie was written by men, which to me is astonishing, and they did a really good job in my opinion. Now I'm sure lots of women, including the cast, probably contributed their thoughts and whatever, but ultimately this movie was written by two men, and it's the same two men who wrote the first Hangover. So, I think that's where the raunchy comedy and shenanigans and stuff, they are pretty good at writing that. Now, they probably had to ask the women in their lives to lend, well, what's the typical day like for a mom that's overly worked and overly stressed? And what do moms think about? Like, I'm sure they didn't just write this with no input or help, but that would probably be why you have that feeling.
Well, yeah, definitely some of the jokes felt similar. I can't speak today. But that's because tomorrow's Friday, and I am excited for that to be here.
Well, and I think Carla's dialogue feels very,
Phil-esque.
Phil, thank you. I couldn't remember Phil's name. I was like, what's his name? Not Doug. It feels very like Phil.
No,
so
Doug's the one that disappears in the first one.
I know.
And
I could only remember Doug and Stu.
Stu sings the Billy Joel song.
No, he sings the Tiger song. What
he
do tigers dream of when they take a little tiger snooze? Best song ever.
Oh, okay. It was the Billy Joel song in the second movie.
But anyway.
But we're not talking about The Hangover. So yeah.
I think.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say. I think the only problem that they run into, in the way that they wrote this, is that some of the scenes that are like meant to be dramatic they don't really hit as hard. Like, and it's also, I feel like they kind of gloss over it. Like, with Amy and Mike splitting up, like you don't see Amy experience any pain from that other than, in the moment. And then she tells her friends about it. And, Carla's like, oh, what a fucking dick or whatever. Like, and then they go to their therapy session, which lasts for like under 5 minutes, and talk about how they don't love each other anymore. But like those moments to me didn't feel very, and I get it wasn't the point of the movie, but I expected Amy to have some kind of like residual emotional whatever from that, and she really didn't. The only time you really see her get emotional is when her kids get mad at her.
Oh.
Which is fair.
I mean, she literally had her heart ripped out by her kids, who, rightfully so, I feel like, were pissed off at her because she's out there hooping and hollering and living it up, but in the same time she's causing chaos and mayhem, and it ends up getting her daughter not only kicked off the starting lineup of the soccer team, but kicked off the damn soccer team.
But that wasn't her fault. That was Gwendolyn.
No, I'm not saying,
but I see why the kid blames her, but that wasn't her fault.
No, I mean, but then at the same time, who in their right mind, as a grown-ass fucking adult, frames a 12-year-old child for smoking marijuana?
Exactly. Like that was wild, even for her.
Talking to your other hoochies, label her a crackhead.
Right. Let's just hope her little crackhead daughter can get the help she needs. Like, uh,
I'm
um,
like, there's a huge difference between crack and marijuana. Thank you very much.
yeah.
Other
Yeah.
than the little bit of that, though, is there anything about this movie that you didn't really, where you felt like you couldn't get behind or that it didn't work?
I mean, not really. I feel like they almost made Carla a little too detached. And you see more of that in Bad Moms Christmas for sure, where it's like, okay, we're bordering on being a quote unquote bad mom and crossing the line into being a really shitty mom. And you get to see, especially in the next movie, that Carla does have a lot of heart and she does really care about her kid, but I feel like it's good that she was so funny, because if she wasn't so funny, you'd really be looking at Carla going, she's not really a good person or a good parent. But she has
No, I mean,
redeeming qualities, and
she
you see
has
them
her
later in the
moments
next
even
movie.
in this movie where she's all like, um, a good mom puts their children to bed before they start smoking the weed.
Right. And he was like, I think most
Yeah,
moms do that.
yeah, and both of them, or both Kristen Bell and Kiki and Amy are like, most moms do that.
Yeah.
She's like, huh, really? Like,
But you get a lot more insight into Carla and Bad Moms Christmas. So you get insight into what her childhood was like and the kind of mom that she was raised by. And so then she's like, she's a single mom and she's trying to make it work. But you definitely get the impression a lot that she really just doesn't give a fuck about her kid. And so sometimes Carla made me uncomfortable, but she was so funny that I forgot it really fast because I was like, this movie's supposed to be over the top anyway. So, and at the end, she's like makes him the kale salad and it's like, I'm gonna come to your baseball game and all that stuff. And so anyway.
so the impression I got of Carla while watching this movie, because I still haven't seen the Bad Moms Christmas, obviously, because I wasn't going to watch the second one before I watched the first one,
I
was,
want to watch it with you.
oh
And
Lord,
real quick, not sorry to interrupt you. These two movies is one of the very few examples where I will say the sequel is as good, if not a little better than the original. So,
the other times being Empire Strikes Back and Godfather 2.
and Ghostbusters 2. Fuck off, I don't care.
Damn it, my headset cut out. Did you say something?
I said fuck off. I don't fucking care. Fuck off. I should have got a little clicky thing out and started just clicking it every time I say fuck. I was going to try to break a record today, but I forgot about it till now.
Yeah,
Anyway, sorry.
I was actually gonna do a public service announcement too at the start of this because there's a lot of inappropriateness in this movie to discuss, and I'd be like, you know what? No, I'm still gonna fucking do it. Um, if you're offended by inappropriateness, honestly, an evening at the movies doesn't give two
Yeah.
craps at this point because we're talking about a movie called Bad Moms, and you have to
Well,
expect inappropriateness. The other
I was
being
going back
said,
to
though,
last week,
well, no,
not Bad Moms, but
I'm getting there. Let's see. Jamie says I need to watch the second one, but think I need to rewatch this first one or this one first. Um,
you
well,
really don't. I mean, unless you just want to. You can see them independently of each other, and it's not that big of a deal. But they're both great. So,
I, yeah, I mean, I've got a whole spiel for my review that I have designed to shock or not shock the listeners, depending upon what you think I'm going to say about this movie. But yeah, No, I actually am hoping that a certain website has Bad Moms Christmas on it. Plobster.
It does.
Okay.
It's okay to talk about it. It's a movie I physically owned. It's not like I stole it, but yeah. Okay, so I'm sorry. You were saying something about your impression of Carla, and then we got off on a tangent. So what were you gonna say?
Oh, that
Sorry.
my initial reaction was she's just an ass, but somewhere deep down inside of all of that horny asshole perspective, she does care about her child.
Yeah. She's got a tough shell, but she's a good person.
I mean, yeah. I mean, to me, she's a lot like Phil or a tamed version of Mr. Stifler
Yeah.
from American Pie. You know, when you're going to the raunchy aspect of raunchy comedies, you kind of have to have that kind of foil in some fashion. And it just so happened she won the luck of the draw.
I mean, Catherine Hahn is just that kind of comedic actress too. Her delivery is so like just her comedic timing and delivery is so amazing. Like
Mm-hmm.
she's so just blunt and like dry and just like I don't know, she's just amazing. And I mean, you don't get that hoodie scene without Catherine Hahn. That scene makes me cry
Oh
every time I
my!
watch it. It's
Okay,
just
so
like he just
we're
pull it back and then you just like flick it and Mila Kunis is over here like rubbing against the side of her.
oh my that that hoodie scene. I'm not gonna lie, is probably my favorite scene in this whole entire movie.
It's so funny.
So, again, spoiler alerts if you have not seen the movie. And everybody's favorite Uber B says Paramount Plus Bad Moms, I believe. Okay,
Okay, good to
that's
know.
good information to have. And hello as well.
Toji? Is it Taji? Toji? Toji? Hello. Thank you for watching.
Yes,
Um,
but no,
yeah.
that so the hoodie is reference to the fact that Mila Kunis has never been with somebody who is uncircumcised, and the two are trying to illustrate how coitus works with an uncircumcised Johnson.
Uh, Carla's not wrong though. Uncircumcised guys do try harder. It's like nerdy guys. They know they got to work a little harder because they've got baggage. They got his own little hoodie.
I have no response to that because I can guarantee you, if I have any response, all you're going to respond with is "you."
Yeah, nobody wants to know. Don't tell us.
Exactly. So,
But I've done the legwork, is all I'm saying.
well, no, I'm going to be nice and not
Anyway,
go too far down the inappropriate, fucked up rabbit hole.
but
But
yeah, her using Kiki's hoodie to like show her what to do with it, and then she's like zipping to the hoodie, and then she's like this.
yeah,
Like that was some good
it
raunchy comedy for sure.
it was one of those where um, I was finishing my second rewatch this morning at work. Well, I was watching this portion at work this morning, and I was glad I
Oh
had my
God.
yeah, yeah. I was glad I had my earbud in my ear at the time so that
No,
nobody could hear what the hell I was watching.
That's not what I was doing that about. Look at the comments. I apologize.
Oh, here we go.
I thought you were on a cruise.
There goes my daughter again with those nasty comments. Help us
All
all.
right.
Welcome back from vacation, everybody's favorite dad.
It's
I
all
have
fun and
no
games
idea
talking about all the
where.
dick you've been through till your dad shows up in the chat.
My response to the I have no idea where she learned it, her
My
mother.
mom.
And
Anyway.
I have discussed back and forth, and your dad has been on this show, but technically never officially met your dad, and technically never officially met your mom either. But your mom is definitely responsible for your corruptedness.
Probably. Well, that and all the movies they let us watch. Y'all can't say shit because I saw Porky's as like a 6-year-old kid. Like, where do you think I learned this stuff? Y'all let me watch cable.
Right.
And y'all were off getting high while I was just watching whatever was on cable. Like, anyway, not the point of the.
Oh, welcome to the Greenwalt family therapy session on an evening at the movies, and your dad is emojiing his face off right now.
My parents were young parents. It's fine. I forgive them. I'm over it.
Your parents
They're adults now.
were bad parents. We're not shaming.
They were still children themselves.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm so glad your dad popped in just at that moment and happened to catch what you were talking about. Yes,
That
but
was
we were
amazing.
high. We didn't know. See,
Fair
your dad
enough.
even agreed.
Fair enough. Okay, so was there anything that you
So at
thought
least
didn't
we're
work
not
other
letting
than? Oh, sorry. I'm trying to move on.
My two least favorite parts of both this and the Hangover were very similar in dynamic. One being, well, I think it was the Hangover 2, was the Ken Jeong's teeny weeny, and then
Oh God, that was terrible.
the oh my God!
But did you die?
I felt like I was dying, but and then the Welcome to the Jungle scene in this movie.
Wait, which scene?
Mila Kunis walking in on her husband.
Oh God, yeah, that was like some 70s Bush. I was like, what is happening? I love her face too when she thinks he's watching porn. She's like, oh my God, that's a huge bush. Like,
yeah,
because sometimes you do wonder, what kind. If you don't know what your husband watches, you might wonder what he watches, and then you're like, we don't have porn in Texas anymore, so I don't know what my husband would watch. That's actually not true, but anyway. Yeah,
this is a cold call.
No, he just hears about that from other people. He's a regular dude. He likes girl on girl stuff, just like 98% of the rest of you. It's fine.
Speaking of hearing things from other people, time out, because we're not going to get to do it on time. But
okay, Zach Morris.
Yeah, damn right. 2 days ago, I would like to extend a happy birthday wish to everybody's favorite Twinja herself.
Oh.
Jean turned 25 years old yesterday, or not yesterday, but 2 days ago on Tuesday. So happy birthday, Jean!
For which time? 10th time?
Probably the third time.
Yes,
we love you, Jean, even if it is the third time that you've turned 25.
Okay, so
back. Other than, I mean, visually, I don't feel like that really worked for my. I didn't need to see that. Okay, but
It was odd that they showed that, yes, but whatever.
I mean, I feel like there's other inappropriate aspects of porn that they could have done, and everybody's favorite dad says happy birthday to Gene as well. So, other than that, there isn't anything really about this movie that doesn't work, though.
Yeah, what's not to like?
I personally, and Amanda brought it up as well, that the movie's written by the same guys who wrote The Hangover. Personally, I enjoyed 2.5 of those movies.
I thought the third Hangover was terrible.
Well, I'm just saying there's aspects of the third movie that I enjoyed, mainly Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, I think these guys only wrote the first one though, so it's not their fault if you didn't like the other ones. But yeah, you can definitely see some of the same like dialogue and comedic style between the movies, even though they really have nothing in common. So
yeah, exactly. But no, I felt like this was a really well put together movie. And back on something else we were talking about, your dad says some things just can't be unseen.
I mean, I don't think hers was that much different from The Lady in the Shining. I've never heard you complain about that one. Although that was in the 70s, I guess it's acceptable to have 70s Bush in the 70s.
This is 2016.
This is 2026. But nice try.
No, I'm saying this movie takes place in 2016.
My
so
bad.
There's absolutely zero reason to have 1970s Bush.
All right, I'm going to stop you right there because I am so tired of society, and by society, I mean men policing what our downstairs should look like. God made us look a certain way for a reason, and as long as it's clean and workaroundable, just be grateful you get to see one and be a part of it. I am a proponent.
I'm not saying that you're entirely wrong.
Downstairs lady area, however you want to treat it, you prep it how you want to prep it. I really don't think you should be like braiding it and shit, but whatever. Like, plus razor burns a bitch.
This spiraled out of control very quickly.
Well, in 2016, in the year of our Lord 2016, a woman can have whatever she wants to have in her nether regions, and you don't get to say shit about it.
Okay, I'm referring to the fact that 9 times out of 10, generally, if it's that wild and out of control, my experience anyway has been it's generally not that well kept.
I have to say, I cannot believe we're still talking about this. This is the last thing I'm going to say. And I promise I wasn't like staring at it, but hers seemed to be a pretty like clean cut upside down triangle. So it seemed like it was quote unquote kept. It just wasn't, prepubescent looking. So anyway, moving on.
Things about this movie that work. Because when your dad says, yeah, that's exactly my whole. To quote Ross Geller, I believe the phrase you're looking for is anyway.
Anytime I start a sentence with this, and let me tell you something, it's like in that hearing the other day with the CVS guy when AOC was like starts questioning him. I don't know if anybody saw this, but she's one of those people that sets up a trap for you with her words, and she will smile beautifully in your face while she does it. And it's like as soon as you see her go like this, and she's all sweet and nice, it's like, run, dude, run. Don't do it. It's a trap. I'm like
Yeah,
that too.
I saw that look as soon as I got done with my initial statement. I knew I was fucked.
Um,
So,
so
things about this movie that work though.
I think before we get into
Didn't they have Christina
oh,
Applegate's mom play her mom?
no, but they had interviews with the main actresses and their moms at the end of the movie. I think that's what you're thinking of. Which was really sweet. It was really cute to like see the actual actresses with their actual moms like sit down and talk.
And again, I was going to bring this up because I told your daughter as well earlier. If Ashton Kutcher needs to know what his wife is going to look like in 20 years, he can watch the credits at the end of this movie because there's no denying that lady that was sitting next to Mila Kunis is Mila Kunis's mom.
Same with Catherine Hahn's mom. They're like twins. I was like, I didn't even, I feel like Mina Kulis is probably a good mix between her mom and her dad, but like Catherine Hahn's mom, they literally could be like, they look like they're sisters, except for, like the age difference. So talking about like the stuff that works, I was just going to get this out of the way real quick because it's not an important part of the movie. And I'm going to preface this by saying I am not a Jada Pinkett Smith fan, but like the less than 5 minutes of time she had in this movie was fucking gold. Her lines were like they're standing there talking about Jesse, and just out of nowhere, she's like, I think I'd let him put it in my butt. I'm not a fan of butt stuff, but I'd let him go to town back there. Like just out of nowhere. And then later when like Gwendolyn is threatening Amy at the bake sale and Gwendolyn says something, walks away, and she's like, "Oh girl, you are so fucked." And then when Gwendolyn says the thing about when Amy's like, "You're going down," and she's like, "No, the only thing going down is your husband on another woman." And Jada's character's like, "Well, damn." Like she had very few lines, but the delivery was so spot on. And I'm not a huge fan of her, but I love her in this movie.
I've never really been a huge Jada Pinkett Smith fan. Certainly not in the last, 4 years?
I think
3
she's a good
years, however
actress, but
long
I
it's
don't.
been.
Yeah, I don't really care for her as a person. But again, it's not like I know her that well, and I'm probably just being an asshole. But she just rubs me
No,
the
I
wrong
mean,
way.
there's been some good stuff that
So
she's done cinematically, but I'm just
yeah.
not a huge Jada Pinkett Smith fan.
I mean,
And
she's really good in Set It Off. I have to give her that. That's a good movie. But
that's
her
probably
just
my number one favorite Jada Pinkett Smith movie.
for the very little amount of time she has in this movie, she definitely makes her mark. Like I just thought the way she says, "Well, damn." Like I can't even deliver it the way she delivers it. It's just so amazing. So she was funny.
Yes. Um,
Yeah.
I feel like the different levels of comedy though in this movie are pretty much spot on because you've got, especially with the three main quote unquote bad moms, um, different comedic styles between the three of
Mhm.
them. Like obviously we've talked about, you have Carla and her, you know, massive
Bluntness.
inappropriate horniness.
Yeah.
Well, bluntness, yeah. You have the repressed, refined Kiki, who is obviously being controlled by her, you know, overbearing husband.
But she's also just such a
And
fucking
then,
weirdo. But she's so cute and quirky that it's like everything that like Carla says, I feel like everything that comes out of your mouth is a cry for help. Like she's so cute and adorable that when you hear this weird stuff come out of her mouth, it's like, what?
yeah. Um, and then, obviously you have the, you know, character that is Amy, who, is overstressed, underappreciated, you know, straddling that line of going over the edge to having a nervous fucking breakdown.
And her husband is
And
clearly a third child, which
yeah, I
unfortunately
mean,
a lot of husbands can be to some extent, but this guy was over the top. Like, and that's why and I think, like, I said I thought she would be more upset. Maybe that's the point. You're not upset to unload an extra child you have to take care of when they're not actually your child. Like, she probably felt relief that he wasn't there holding her back anymore and bogging her down with shit that he should have been doing on his own. Like,
well, cause I know it was just trying to reinforce the aspect of the story of how stressed and overworked and underappreciated and all of that Amy was. But when she gets home from work at the beginning of the movie, she makes this big elaborate dinner. She has to do it because her husband is literally sitting on the couch with his feet up drinking a beer.
I had 2 conference calls and then I took a nap. It was
Yeah,
exhausting.
that was going to be my point. Is like she's like asked him
Fuck
how his day
myself.
was, and it's like I had 2 conference calls and then I had to take a nap. And it's like, seriously, dude? I'm like, I would like to know what the hell he makes because, yeah, there's no
I mean,
way
she
that
said successful real estate broker, but like, really? I don't know.
I,
I mean, he must make some kind of money. He was staying at the Waldorf after they split up, which again, she's like, this isn't a paid vacation. This is a divorce. Like, the dude is just so out of touch with, like,
the immaturity level is definitely the floor is here. It's about, you know, 4 more levels below the level of where the floor is at.
well, and I think the problem is he's one of those people that's just not capable of growth. Like, I could see how if when you're 20, they're 20, she gets pregnant, they get married, and she's becomes a mom, and of course she's trying to take care of everything and he lets her. But like at some point, dude, you got to grow. It's been, what, 12, 13 years now, however old the boy is. Like, you got to step up and learn how to be a man, and this ain't it.
Yeah, like I say, I think the boy is like a year or 2 older than the daughter.
Yeah.
At least that was
But
the
yeah, I
impression I
mean,
got.
I think that while this movie is, obviously hilarious, like, and it's obviously a little over top, it's not that far off from what most moms are experiencing every day, like, especially working moms. Like,
No, and that was
you're
the credit. Well, I was just gonna say that was the credit I was gonna give the movie was, in my narrow-minded guy opinion, I don't feel like this movie is that far off of the how realistic it is.
Well, it's not, and if it had really wanted to go a little bit deeper, it could have, because there's not just we're seeing the managing of schedules and the buying groceries and the making dinner and the helping with the homework, but there's a lot of talk nowadays, which I'm glad about the emotional workload that moms have to carry, and it's hard to talk about or to like really like always point out because it's mostly invisible. It's the scheduling behind the scenes. It's the remembering, which kid doesn't like this particular food or which kid gets allergies at this time of the year. And, you know, just tracking all these different invisible things that people don't think about that you can't necessarily just stick on a calendar or see with your own eyes. I'm remembering, I mean, I do all the shopping for our family for birthdays and Christmas and whatever. I remind my husband when it's his mom's birthday. I mean, he has it on his calendar, and I'm not complaining about that. Like, he has a very high stress level job and I'm happy to do those things. But it's also like, for the most part, moms and wives don't get the credit for that stuff. And so while this movie is very like physical, emotional, in your face comedy, there's a lot more shit they could have shown than just taking the kids from soccer practice to this, to that, to whatever. And, so as much as it could while still being a good comedy, I think it did really speak to the physical, mental, emotional burden that moms carry that dads mostly don't. And that's not to say that they
Yeah.
don't do anything. I don't want people coming for me in the comments saying that I'm saying dads are shitty, because I'm not saying that.
No,
But the
not
other,
all dads are shitty, but there's a big fat population of them that are lazy bastards too.
well, and it's not, I don't even want to say that they're all mostly lazy. It's that they're used to, I mean, I think you get used to the way that, and I think it's changing with the newer generations, but that's how people our age were raised, and people then older than us were raised. It's the mom's job to do everything. It's the dad's job to go to work and bring home the bacon. Well, that's not the scenario anymore, because most families can't live on one income. So now, and even when I was working full time and we had a kid at home, I still was doing everything. I was making all the doctor's appointments. I was doing the shopping. I was doing the cooking and the cleaning and the helping with the homework and the scheduling vacations and buying gifts and all of that stuff. And it does add up. And, I think because sometimes people don't complain about it, people don't recognize it. Sorry, what's up? I'm on a rant.
Um, have you seen the group chat?
No, because when we're recording, I don't look at my phone.
Oh well,
I'm paying attention to
Um,
you, buddy.
you whatever. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Let's see. We have a comment first. They're entitled and think that is yeah. I
And
they're
that's
entitled
true
and
for
think
a
it's
lot
the
of
mom's
people.
job.
Yeah.
It is, and that unfortunately the aftermath of centuries of domestic bliss
Patriarchy.
between a man and a wife, or
Uh,
husband and
you
wife.
can't call it domestic bliss if only one person is happy. There's a reason that marriages lasted so long before it. It was because A, women couldn't have their own bank accounts, couldn't vote, couldn't go anywhere, and B, they were heavily medicated to deal with all of that stuff. But anyway, but the other thing that I think you see Jesse in this movie, who is a widowed dad taking care of his daughter, and all the women play into this too. And like, of course, I'm going to think that's sexy too, because again, that's how we're conditioned. But Jesse's being praised like some kind of hero for being a single dad raising his daughter, when single moms are just expected to do the same stuff he does and they never get praised
Yeah.
for it. So, they do a good job of, now I'm not going to lie. What was the other thing Jada said? I saw him install a car seat in under 2 minutes. It was so hot. Like, yeah, that's hot, because you don't see dads doing that stuff typically. So, anyway, without being too serious, I do think this movie speaks to what moms, for the most part, have to go through. And especially, single parents. I feel like they kind of could have showed a little bit more of that with Carla, but yeah. So,
And I think Jamie pretty much agrees with you, kind of old school, so you can't blame them all. And no, not all men are that way.
I mean, I can speak to my own marriage again to say that my husband is not like, he loves me, he loves women, he values my contribution, but he was raised in a home where the mom did everything. Like when we started going to family holidays, like the women would do all of the setup, all of the cooking, and then they would do all the cleanup, and the guys would go sit down and watch football. And I was like, and so when we would host stuff at our house, you can bet your ass his ass was up in the kitchen helping me or doing his part, cleaning and cooking, because I'm sorry, no, that might be how your family does it. But in this family, you're eating the food, you're enjoying the holiday. This is our house. You're not going to sit on your ass while I do everything. And I'm not going to make your mom come in here and help me when we're hosting a holiday. So you have to be
Yeah.
part of that change, because that's how he was raised. So it's not that he doesn't think he should have to do any of it. It's that he doesn't know any different because nobody raised him to do those things. And so I've been a little smack in his face for sure when it comes to that stuff.
So back to the other thing that I was going
Back
to
to the
tell
movie.
you. Well, no. Back to the group chat, because you pay
Oh,
attention to me, not the group chat when we're recording. But Mr. Robinson has responded to my request of rating Bad Moms out of 5,
Oh,
and he went. Um, he doubled it up and went out of 10. Would you like to know what he gave it?
I mean, I'm not going to hold my breath. Yeah, just tell me.
3.5 out of 10.
Out of 10? See, this is why I don't ask his opinion on stuff. Ask him what Emily would give it. That's the real question.
Well,
I'm sorry. If I don't care about a guy's opinion on this movie, there's a reason for that, and that's not going to be shade to you. It's just not meant for you. Although it should be, if guys would pay attention. This is another thing my husband will tell you is the more you participate and the more you're an active member of your own family, the more you get laid. That's the more you know for the day.
That's
not that
100%
hard.
True. I'm not gonna lie about that one at all.
It's 1,000% true. Unless you have other shit going on. Not gonna speak to everyone's marriage, but the more energy your partner has to want to have sex, the more she's gonna want to have sex. We like sex too. Newsflash.
Listen here, Uber B. I was waiting for a response from Dre on the whole rate the movie out of 5. So you can just.
Is Brandy messaging you, telling you to get off your phone?
Yes.
We're hosting a podcast here. Jesus.
I can multitask. God damn it.
Okay. 2 more quick things I want to mention that I loved about the movie.
Okay.
Mike's car. If I could fuck a car, I would fuck that car. And second of all,
is badass.
Car
and Jamie
sexy.
says yes 100.
See? And then we got to give props to JJ Watt as the soccer coach. I'm just a middle school soccer coach. I just make enough money to... What?
When I think of JJ Watt in real life, I don't think of him as being a weak pushover. I'm only doing this to make some money so I can feed my cats.
Yeah, it was so cute. I just want to make enough money to feed my cats.
It's like,
for people that don't know, JJ Watt is a professional football player.
Future Hall of Famer,
but to do that, but it was cute.
To each their own.
Yeah.
Was there anything else about this movie that you absolutely loved before we get to top 5s?
Oh, one other quote I was going to go back to talking about what I was just talking about is at the end when they're trying to get Amy to go to the meeting after she's so upset. She's like, moms don't quit. Kiki's like, yeah, quitting is for dads. That was kind of mean, but it was funny.
I agree. It was mean, but at the same time, it's not entirely wrong.
I love that Kiki turns Kent around at the end. She's making him push the stroller and carry the backpacks. And he's like, oh, no, I left that in the car. Better go get it. Backpack's not going to grab itself. She's so funny.
The one, the hoodie scene was my number 1 favorite scene of the movie. My second was that breakthrough moment that Kiki had in the back seat of the car when she literally goes apeshit on her husband and like, no, man up, do it yourself, asshole.
Yeah, quit being such a pussy and make it work. That was very exciting. She's so cute.
So, I honestly feel like the casting really works in this movie. The writing is awesome. There's really nothing to hate about this movie at all. Do you have a top 5 list that you would like to share with our amazing listeners?
I do. It's right here, and I haven't ranked them yet. But I decided to pick. So we did in the network. We did our top 10 women-led movies, and it was really tough for me because I was like, do I go with ensembles? Do I go with like where the movie has just like a single female lead? Like, we're doing Legally Blonde, which is a bit of an ensemble, but not really. But anyway, all of that to say, for my top 5, I did my top 5 ensemble female cast movies. So like I would call Bad Moms that. I think 3 or more leads that kind of share the lead. So, honorable mentions, I am going to say, damn it, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay.
8 honorable mentions? Are you kidding me?
No, I have 8 total written down. So I was trying to decide. Jesus, calm down. Okay, for honorable mentions, I'm going to go with The Help, which I know people have mixed opinions about that movie, but I still think it's a really good movie, and so many of the performances are just like top notch. So, and then I'm going to go with The First Wives Club, another amazing trio of women.
Classic.
And then last honorable mention, I'll go with Pitch Perfect. Love that movie so much. So good. Great cast. Okay. So for my number 5, I'm going to go with Waiting to Exhale. One of my favorite movies, just in general. I've seen it so many times, and all 4 of those women just nail it. Number 4, I'm going to go with Bridesmaids. It's really hard to pick between all these, but yeah, Bridesmaids I don't know, these could all interchange. So whatever, this is what we're doing. Number 3, I am going to go with, I am going to tie Bad Moms and Bad Moms Christmas for number 3 because I really love them both equally. And Bad Moms Christmas is just, well, I would say it's more of the same, but you also get 3 more women added to that ensemble because the 3 women's moms show up in that movie. So it's like 6 amazing women actresses leading this movie.
Really quick, Uber B says she loves The Help. Book was so much better.
It always is. Yeah, the book is really good. I know people have a problem with The Help because it is very much kind of a white savior-y kind of movie, which I get, but that doesn't take away from the story and the performances. And I think everybody in that movie is so good. So, number 2, I'm going to go with A League of Their Own. I mean, obviously Tom Hanks is one of the stars, so it's not, but for the majority of it, it's a female-led and great ensemble of women. And then number 1, got to be Still Magnolias. Just epic. Love that movie so much, even though it terrifies me as a type 1 diabetic. I still love it. It's so good, and everybody's so great in it. So.
So they use the same cast.
Yes. So Bad Moms Christmas is still Amy, Kiki, and Carla, and it's Christmas time, and all of their moms show up for Christmas. So you've got Susan Sarandon, Christine Baranski, and Cheryl Hines as the moms of the 3 ladies. So it's hilarious.
I think it almost would have been more priceless if it had actually legitimately been their real life moms.
Well, yeah, but I think, especially for Mila's mom, her first language isn't English. That might have been hard for her. She doesn't seem like an actress, but I could see Catherine Hahn's mom being an actress. She was pretty funny.
Mila's first language isn't English either.
That's fair. So anyway, there you go. What's your top 5?
Right. I'm not gonna lie, I did not have a top 5 until literally 15, 30 minutes before we went live. So I went weak sauce with my top 5 list, and I'm going with, in honor of the month that we are celebrating, I'm going with KCB's greatest actresses of all time.
Nice.
Mind you,
that's a tough one.
There's a reason why it's KCB's favorite actresses of all time, or greatest actresses of all time, because it's mine personally. There's no, you know, AFI, Rotten Tomato, IMDb ranking to this. It's my own personal top five favorites with two honorable mentions.
Well, nothing wrong with that.
So, and
I'm trying to think of mine and see how many we have in common.
I can guarantee you're not going to like one of my honorable mentions. And Jamie said,
Okay.
okay, thank you.
I highly recommend it, Jamie. It's amazing.
Number one honorable mention will be Mary Poppins herself, Julie Andrews.
Okay.
Honorable mention number two, and the one that's going to piss Amanda off, Jamie Lee Curtis.
I mean, she might be a top 5 for me. She's definitely a top 10, but I'm not mad at her being an honorable mention for you. I mean, I think she's amazing, but
Okay,
I'd
because
also have to really think about this.
there's a couple that I have in my top five that you may not necessarily feel like are better than
Okay.
Jamie Lee, but
Well,
again, like I said, my personal.
I gotta say though, you said one of the women from this movie makes your top 5, and I don't think any of them are better than Jamie Lee. So there you go. But whatever, it's your list.
No, not one of from this movie.
That's
Of
what you said.
no, I said from. If that's what I said, that wasn't what I meant. I meant
Okay, well that's what I heard. Sorry.
one of the movies coming up later in the month.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant this movie. I was like, really? Mila, Kristen, and Catherine, one of them's your top 5 favorite. No shade against them, but I don't know that they're in my top 5. Okay, go ahead.
If anybody from this movie was going to potentially crack into my top five, it would have been Christina Applegate, and I don't see a way of putting her in my top five.
It would be Catherine for me, just because I think she has the most range out of all of them. But
well, I mean, let's rip the band-aid off and find out which one it is that I have from later in the month in my top five.
all right.
Because number five is Elwood herself, Reese Witherspoon.
She would be in my top 5. She's one of the first ones I thought of. She's incredible.
Number four, realistically, I just personally think she is a insanely talented actress, and I had to put her in there. But Kate Winslet.
Okay. Yeah.
Number three is probably more of a television actress, but she's very groundbreaking with her talent, and we're going to go to the black and white era now as we speak. But number three, Lucille Ball.
Okay. That's hard for me because I never saw her in anything except I Love Lucy, and so that would be hard for me to make her a top 5 only because my people would have more range. But I get why you have her. She's like comedic actress, one of the best of all time. So
Yeah. Number two is the GOAT herself, Meryl Streep.
okay.
And then number one is from one of my all time favorite top.
You muted yourself or you became muted. I don't know. There you go.
I pulled on my damn mic cable.
Oh.
But one of my top four favorite movies of all time. Number four being The Wizard of Oz. So number one is Judy Garland.
Not having Julia Roberts even in the honorable mentions is wild, my dude. But okay,
well,
you do you.
Okay, so especially the honorable mention portion of it, I was literally grasping at straws because there's so many different. I mean, I could have had Marilyn Monroe in there. I could have had Shirley Temple in there. I could have had Julia Roberts in there.
There is nothing that woman can't do. Like for me, I
Yeah.
think she's number one of all time. But that's just me.
I mean, I could make arguments for so many other people. I mean, my honorable mention
Yeah,
list could have
yeah.
been 8 times longer than my top 5, but I
Yeah,
kind
that's
of ridiculed you
those are all
for
good choices.
you have 8 honorable mentions. I was like, nope,
No.
I'm only going with 2. So, if you were to give this movie a ranking out of 5, though, what would you give this movie? I dare I say I have a feeling I know what it will be.
I mean, yeah, this isn't a tough one. I love this movie so much. It still makes me laugh. It has heart, it has comedy, it has funny shenanigans. It's got Catherine Hahn, who is just a fucking national treasure. It's got Jay Hernandez, who is so hot, I want to cry. So, um,
Can I go down on you? Oh,
yeah, can I go down
sure.
on you again? That would be great. Like, it's the dream when they say that, right? Like they don't want to roll over and go to sleep. Like, can I go down on you again? Yes, you can. Thank you. I'm gonna give
Okay.
it 5 out of 5 paper mache Richard Nixons.
Um, response to Jamie's comment that she just made. She is amazing for sure. There's a lot of good ones. Uh,
I'm guessing you mean Julia Roberts, and yeah, there's so many amazing actresses, so it's tough.
yeah, I kind of sort of was trying to come up with a topic that I could throw something together really quick, and that was it. It just I didn't realize exactly how. Yeah, labor
No,
intensive it was
it's
going to be
tough.
because it was going to be one of those. And I'm sitting there thinking, and I'm like, oh, I have to take that one off so I can put that one on, and then, well, no, I have to take this one off so I can put that one on, and
It's whatever makes you happy. It's fine.
well, lots of things make me happy, but no, like Amanda said, though, that I was pleasantly surprised with this movie. Again, I wasn't necessarily expecting to ever desire to see this movie. No disrespect intended, but when the yeah the theme came up for this month and Amanda selected the movie, it was like, okay, I'll give it a go. I gave other movies a go on this podcast that were hot garbage. Not naming
Well,
any
I
names.
would never intentionally pick a movie that I think you would hate. Like, obviously,
Kevin
we
would.
do movies that people suggest to us and that we want the other person to watch, but I would never purposely pick something that I think you just wouldn't enjoy. Like, there's no fun in doing a review show if one person absolutely despises the movie. I mean, unless it's me, because I can usually make fun of shit. I thought you would like this movie, even for it being geared towards women and moms. I feel like it had a lot to offer in the way of comedy. So I would never purposely torture you like that.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. But
What? Okay.
I see that smile on your face.
Oh, you're talking about Halloween 3, aren't you? Well, you had already seen that, so
Well, I mean, I'm more talking about the fact that not you, but somebody else who is an OG member of the Unpop Colonels would definitely make me watch a movie that was
yeah,
like,
that's between you and Brandy. I'm just talking about myself, bro.
oh no, not that OG Unpop Colonel.
Oh. thought you were talking
Rest in
about
peace.
Twilight.
No. Well, that one too, but
Oh, you're talking about Rubber.
that would be the one.
I think Kevin thought we would like Rubber. And to be fair, when I was drunk, Rubber was amazing. You just have to watch it drunk.
Just drunk?
Drunk, high, whatever your choice of inebriation is, that's how Rubber needs to be enjoyed.
That's the only way to get through that movie.
That's fair.
So,
Anyway.
but yeah, back to my thoughts on the movie though. It definitely was a pleasant surprise. It's funny, and Brandy's response, we bring up Rubber a lot.
It's a
So,
sentient murderous tire. Like, you don't see that often in film.
no. Especially when
For
they're
a good
peeping,
reason.
especially when they're peeping at their love interest in the shower. But I digress. It's funny. It's entertaining. There even some emotional, heartfelt moments throughout. Um, you'll laugh. You'll enjoy it. It's fun. It's inappropriate. It's everything you want from a freaking comedy. So, I'm going to give it 4.5. No, I'll be nice and not go back down that road again because um, Amanda's dad warned
Don't
me
bring up the
landmine.
uncut gems again.
I need to run, and I'm still running. So
Oh, never mind.
4.5. Amazing muscle cars out of 5. Just
That was a
because
great car.
Mike's freaking car in that movie is chef's kiss.
I would have made sure I got that car in the divorce. That's all I'm saying.
I wouldn't have left that car to begin with if I was kicked out.
Yeah, I couldn't believe he left it there. That's what I was like, that's his loss, bro. When the girl's like, isn't dad going to be mad? And she's like, yeah.
Your
That's his
dad
fault.
laughs at me for still being on the run, and Jamie says she's never seen it, and I'm guessing that's in reference to Rubber. If that's the case, do not, I swear to ever loving God, do like I do. Run.
It's an experience, but I definitely recommend being under the influence of something.
Yeah, if you are doing it straight,
go into it expecting it to be a horror comedy. That's not what I expected the first time I watched it, and so I was just annoyed. And then the second time I was like, okay, this is a horror comedy. And then I was also drunk, and it was way much more fun. Still not a great movie, in my opinion, but Kevin loves it, so we watched it, and it's an experience.
Oh, Kevin loves that movie.
He really does. I mean, it's about a murderous tire. Like, yeah. Okay. Jamie's like, okay, I won't watch it. Okay, good call. Good call.
Yeah.
I can neither confirm nor deny that you would enjoy said experience.
You're not. No, you're not missing out on anything. So
it's not a hole in your cinematic education if you don't see it.
No, there's great cinema. There is good cinema.
Rubber ain't it.
There is bad cinema. Rubber is none of the three.
The problem with Rubber is it's trying hard to be cinema. It's trying really hard to be like this groundbreaking, but then also I think it's making fun of itself. And if you watch it from that lens, it's a little more enjoyable. But anywho.
It doesn't have the tools it needs to do what it needs to do to be relevant, in my opinion. So
I think I'm gonna go watch
um,
Bad Moms Christmas now because I need some Justin Hartley in my life. I'm gonna talk about hot men. Oh, all right. Anyway,
um, so with all of that said, though, we have to. Well, we don't have to, but we always will thank our amazing listeners for being here with us each and every week. You guys are incredible, amazing. We love you. All of that and more. We're glad that your dad got back from his vacation safe and sound because um, what else would an episode about bad moms and then illustrating circumcision be without having your dad pop in while you were talking about it?
I always think of that scene from Bridesmaids. She's like, just like peel
And
it
uh,
back.
speaking of the devil, thanks for the show.
Yes, thank you for watching. Thanks everybody else for watching. And oh, it's not my turn yet.
Well, it's almost your turn, but I have to remind everybody what we have coming up next on an evening at the movies. Um, I did not clear the rest of the schedule with the person on my what left, right, whatever. I don't.
I mean, I know which one's last because of streaming. Other than that, I don't care what we do next.
Well, I know she doesn't. I made the posting on social media yesterday, and I attached dates to all four
Oh,
episodes. So
okay.
we've basically been here on Thursdays live for you guys for the last couple months.
Yeah, I
So
messed it up. Sorry.
unless something pops up, I think it's probably an okay assumption that we will be here next Thursday to discuss some blonde-headed wonderment that is Reese Witherspoon.
Another one that would have been in my top 5.
And then the Thursday after that, we will talk about some Hidden Figures. And then the Thursday after that, we will wrap up um, Female Led Movie Month with a discussion on a movie that I've heard mixed reviews on, but I absolutely loved the first one. So we're going to do the second one not even a year later. So we will be talking Wicked for Good at the
I
end of the
haven't
month.
seen it yet, so yay.
Well, I guess we'll both be watch partying that one. Again, Brandy said she loved it, so
I've also
I've
heard
heard
mixed reviews, yeah.
other people like that was hot garbage compared to the first one, but it is what it is. So, and then in April we will talk cop movies, and if you're lucky, next week I will let you know which movies we will be discussing in April, so that some of you who like to watch the movies we discussed beforehand can do your homework before as well. I'd like to give you a little bit of warning because I know one of them is not streaming for free, and you will have to rent it if you want to. So,
One of them will
um,
definitely be Let's Be Cops because that's one of my choices and I'm not changing it.
well, the other
So,
one that I know for sure, Saw 2 on the ship, loved the movie, music not as great, but great twist. Oh,
Wicked.
we saw Wicked 2.
Yeah.
Technically, you can go rent it or buy it on Prime.
Well, the cruise
So
ships have like movie theaters and
and
stuff where they show
cruise,
movies, so
yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah.
But either way, so we will be back in a couple weeks to do that. But yeah, uh, Let's Be Cops and Stakeout are coming up in April, and I know Stakeout is uh, yes, Wicked 2. Sorry, um, Stakeout 2 is not available to stream anywhere, so you have to rent it. So
Yeah, I've been wanting to do
Y'all,
Let's Be Cops for a while, so we'll definitely be covering that in April because that movie is hilarious.
I think Amanda had one more pick, and then I had one more pick, and I
Yeah,
don't remember exactly what either of them were.
me
So,
either because
they,
I'm old.
oh no, I remember. No, no, because I'm I've got
No, you
dilemmas.
said Beverly Hills Cop 2, didn't you?
I did, and then all of a sudden, all these other movies started popping into my head.
So I
So
can't remember my other pick, but
we're not going to go
yeah,
down.
we have it written down somewhere.
We can discuss this in the DMs later, but I need to wrap this up because one of us needs to go eat dinner. Oh, maybe two of us because
Probably both of
I
us.
don't
Yeah. All
I
right.
don't know if you ate yet or not. But go ahead and take us home, co-host.
All right. Thanks everybody for watching, and for those that interacted in the comments, we appreciate you. We always love having interaction and talking to people while we talk shit about movies or talk about movies or whatever. Anyway, we hope you all enjoyed this episode and come back for the rest of Women's History Month, and come back for an evening at the movies. Yeah. Okay. Goodbye.
Deuces.
Deuces.